What's going on, Dolphins? It is your boy Dillon, and I'm making this video because I got up a little while ago. I slept like hella long today, but I got up a little while ago, and ever since I've been up, I've been reading, you know, just the tweets and the articles and stuff that have come out since yesterday and blah blah blah. And so I'm gonna let y'all know, I'm gonna try to keep this as short as possible, but you guys know me, you know how I do. I got a lot to say and I tend to go on rants, and honestly this one is gonna be a little bit of a rant. We'll see how long it goes. So I'm pissed, dude. I'm fucking, not only, I mean, so I'm super pissed at Stephen Ross, how he's handled everything. I'm super pissed at this regime, the front office and coaching staff, and how they're handling everything, as you guys already know. But god damn it, the coverage of all of this stuff is really fucking pissing me off. Let's stop being fucking stupid. Let's stop being naive. Let's stop being foolish, okay? And let's stop fucking trying to spin this in some fucking light, or some positive light. There's nothing positive about what's going on. They're losing the locker room, creating a toxic environment. We're going to be absolutely putrid. People think this tank is going to go on for more, or for just a year. No, it's going to have to be at least 2 to 3 years before, just like Stephen Ross said in his initial press conference after he fired Adam Gase. I hope, and I'm paraphrasing a little bit because I don't know exact, you know, I don't have the exact quote in front of me. But he says, I hope I don't have to go 3-13, but it could be 1, 2, or 3 years before we're even competitive. And yesterday's game couldn't have been a larger example of why it's going to take more than just 1 year. Not just and it's all because of the decisions that they've made. The massive purge immediately in the offseason. The purge a week before our first game. It's absolutely absurd, okay? But it's going to take more than a year. Yesterday's game showed us that, okay, so let's say in this next draft, we've got a ton of draft capital, we got a ton of cap space, fucking fabulous, great. Let's say this next draft, we get Tua Tagovailoa, because everybody's got a fucking hard-on for that, and then let's say we even in the first round get an offensive lineman. Well, you still need 4, and the amount of holes on this roster at this point are ridiculous. We don't even have a starting lineup for most for most of the team, right? Like quality starting lineup. Obviously there were guys on the field, there were bodies, but that's about all they were. They were ragtagged. They were fucking thrown around and demolished. It was like a fucking, someone used the idea of, this is about as close we'll get to a powerhouse college team playing an NFL team. Not even a powerhouse team, bro. This is like, what we saw was like a D2, a Division II school fucking getting fucking thrown around. Maybe even a D3, but I mean it's absurd, right? So the amount of so not only do we not have like quality starters at the vast majority of positions on this roster, but we also don't have depth at all. How fucking long do people think it's gonna take to rebuild this shit? Is the fan base gonna sit around? I sure as fuck am not gonna just sit around quietly and fucking, you know, not say anything and just endure the pain and fucking trust the so-called process. What process? Who the fuck in their right mind looks at all this shit and says there's a process? If you're a logical person, the only thing that you can come to, the only conclusion is that they are literally trying to make us as bad as possible. It's clear. It's absolutely fucking clear. What result is that gonna reap? How long are you gonna fucking have to go before, and competitive, so we might have to wait 3 years before we're competitive. What does competitive even mean? Does that mean getting back to 500 where you're competitive in like half of your games? Does that mean, you know, maybe getting to like 10 wins and possibly, hopefully making it into the playoffs? Like, what the fuck are we talking about here? This is stupid. This is absolutely stupid. I'm sorry, dude, but I'm just fucking, I can't stand the fucking stupid false positive spin that everybody's trying, not everybody, but a lot of people, mostly though, people in the fucking media. This is fucking absurd. This is absurd. And none of it is going to work. None of it is going to work. Look, I watched Dougly Do Wrong's video on you know, what he thinks based off of the reports, and there have been several reports now, more than just the initial one that I reported to you guys yesterday, but there are more reports now, you know, from different sources and stuff about how these players are trying to get trades out and so on and so forth. Okay, there's a couple things I want to say that Doug said, and I'm gonna try. Look, I respect Doug. I like Doug. I think he's a good dude. I think he's got good intent and means well, so I'm gonna try not to be too mean, okay? But even after all of yesterday and stuff like that, he's like, yeah, you know, it's hard for me not to acknowledge that they're tanking, but I still really don't want to believe it. And I still, you know, and I don't really want to believe the fact that, you know, players are saying this, that they want to get out of Miami. First of all, bro, look, that is super naive and foolish. I mean, you just said it yourself. After all of that, it's hard to not acknowledge it, but you're saying consciously that you're choosing not to, that you don't want to believe it, so you're not going to believe it. That is, I'm sorry, dude, but that is just, I'm trying super hard not to be mean right now, but that's so at best that's immensely naive and super foolish at best. At best. Okay, so you got the choice if you want to fucking believe it or not, but the reality is the fucking reality. They're clearly fucking tanking, no matter how fucking stupid ass Brian Flores wants to lie to everybody to their fucking faces and say that we're not. It's as clear as the fucking sky is blue, although I'm sure there are some fucking idiots that don't believe the sky's blue either. There are fucking idiots in the world that don't believe climate change is a thing. So that's a, you know, that's reality. But then he went on to say some other stuff, and he was like, well, you know, for the players that were on the field that didn't help us win yesterday, like how, and he's not the only one, other people said this too. How could you want to get out of it, out of the team? He's like, come on, bro, like it's your fault. No, it's not their fault. It's the fucking front office and coaching staff who gutted the fucking roster. It's the stupid motherfucking decision makers who decided we're going to be as absolutely atrocious as we possibly can. It's not the players who didn't have a fucking choice. So you're telling me the fucking players who got drafted here, the players who got claimed off a waiver wire, right? Those players had a choice? No, that's not how it fucking works. The players that got traded here, do you think they have a choice? No, they got fucking traded here. To some extent, they might have a little bit of fucking say, but I mean, even if they had a glimmer of fucking, you know, for a second, thought to themselves, hey, you know, maybe, like, it looks kind of weird and fishy to me, but maybe what they're saying is true. Maybe they really are trying to win, and maybe they really are trying to build for the future. Even if the fucking, right, even if they did have some say in it, like in the trade situation, it's possible that they could have a little bit of say. Even if they had some say, and they thought that for a second, and were like, okay, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, just sign off on it, and we'll go with it. They realized really fucking quick the reality of the situation. So of course, it's understandable that players who are in this mess don't want to fucking be in this mess. Don't fucking then spin it around and say, no, it's the fucking players' fault and they should fucking just shut up and deal with it. That's fucking stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid. It is a non-intelligent approach to this whole thing. I'm fucking livid, bro. Like, I'm super fucking pissed how Stephen Ross in this organization is destroying something that I love so much. And then you have all these fucking idiots in the media, in the fan base, just all over the place. Even guys that I like and respect, that I'm giving the benefit of the doubt to and saying that they're just, you know, naive and foolish. And like, you know, they're just ignoring the reality, choosing to ignore it. He said it his fucking self. You can watch his video. He said that he doesn't want to believe it, so he's not going to believe it. Not in those exact words. But, I mean, it's just, look, bro, I mean, it's the same thing with politics and our country and stuff. And look, those two things are not mutually exclusive. Politics infects everything in life, so you can't avoid it. There's obviously politics that are played within the organization. The example of Kenny Stills comes to mind. They got rid of him because he had the audacity to speak up against the owner. Well, bro, if you do fucked up shit, you should be spoken up against. Anyway, so clearly there's politics, but it's the same thing there. People need to wake the fuck up. Stop and not just wake the fuck up, right? See, here's the thing. Here's the trouble I'm having with like Doug right now is if you acknowledge it, then that means you've woken up and you see it. Waking up means that you take the veil off of your eyes, or that the veil has been removed, whether you've taken it off yourself or not, and you can see through, the mist is cleared, and you can actually see the reality of what's happening in front of you. That's what it means to wake up. But there's another step after that, and that is the choice that you make. And he and other people are making this conscious decision that, you know, I see it in front of my face, but I'm really not gonna believe it. Because it's not the beautiful thing that I want it to be, because it's not exactly how I want to see it, I'm just gonna be like, fuck it, and I'm gonna choose to believe the bullshit propaganda talking points that come out of this stupid fucking organization that tell me I need to trust the so-called fucking process. No, dude. See, I do think it's disrespectful to the game, to the fan base, to the players to tank. But apparently this organization doesn't, okay? But to me, if you really believed that, then you wouldn't fucking do it! And you wouldn't try and sell it to the fucking fan base and tell them that you gotta trust the fucking process. You wouldn't implement a process of tanking. I'm like, and now we gotta endure the entire season of this shit. Like, how many blowout losses? Look, I'm telling you, people don't want to fucking listen, bro. We are gonna go 0-16 this year. We won't win a single fucking game. We're not gonna be competitive at all. This team is going to, matter of fact, there was a quote, there have been several quotes on it that Brian Flores said to the locker room afterwards. Let this sink in. Normally, when coaches say that, that's in like, you know, let's say, as a matter of fact, let's use this as an example. A couple years ago, when Adam Gase was in his first season as the Dolphins head coach, and, you know, we came in, right? We lost what? I think 3 of our first 4 games or something like that. We weren't all that great at the beginning of the year. And then I think we had our bye week or something like that, right? We had a little break. Adam Gase said to the team, hey guys, look, you know, let that sink in. You don't want that feeling anymore. Let's come out and let's push and let's fucking go, right? Normally you say that because, hey, you've gotten into like a little bit of a rut, you know, guys are feeling a little demoralized, and you want to get them to understand that that's a taste they don't want to have in their mouth ever, and you want them to come out and perform and execute and rise above it. Then what happened? We played the Steelers. We went on like a 5 or 6 game stretch, ended the season 10-6, and made it to the fucking playoffs for the first time in 8 years. Okay? But that was because the players were bought in. They understood. They didn't have this feeling that, you know, the coaching staff and the regime here just is literally making us as bad as possible. They're trying to. They're not trying to be... And then on top of it, they're just lying to our faces. Saying, no, we're going to be competitive and we're going to go out there and fucking fight and blah, blah, blah. But there were also reports, like one person reported that a lot of the players were rolling their eyes when he said that. Of course! Of course he did! Or they were. Because it's blatantly clear. And he's trying to use these little things. But what? Let them sink. Let it sink in. Let it sink in. Okay, fine. We are letting it sink in. We're letting it sink in that you don't have any fucking idea what you're doing. That you're destroying this shit. That you're a fucking asshole. That you're a clown. And we should not buy into your fucking system. Bro, we're going to go 0-16. We will not be competitive all year. We're not going to be competitive next year. Even if we take Tua and an offensive lineman with our fucking 2 first-round picks, Tua's still going to get fucking murdered. And we're still going to have to fucking deal with this bullshit next year. This is far longer than just a 1-year rebuild. It's not even a rebuild. A rebuild you could probably do in 1 season, right? Even just like a basic tanking job you might even be able to do in like 2 seasons. This is like literally we are going to do absolutely everything that we possibly can that is counterproductive now so we can be as putrid as possible. So that way in what, maybe 4 years from now we can be competitive again and maybe get back to 500 or like just be, you know, maybe starting to claw at the playoffs. No, bro. Fuck that bullshit. And besides, again though, who fucking thinks that we're gonna go 3-4 years of this shit and then Brian Flores and this regime isn't gonna get fired and then we're gonna start all over again? Honestly, wake the fuck up. And stop actively, if you have woken up, stop actively choosing not to fucking see the reality that's in front of your faces. Have a little bit of fucking logic. Use logic. Apply logic and reason. It's okay. You have permission to do it. You are a sentient being on this planet with a brain in your fucking head that has evolved to the point of being able to be logical. So please do. It is okay. Alright? And when you put all of this stuff together, it's not that hard to fucking project a few years into the future and see that we're still gonna be absolute fucking garbage because the amount of fucking holes that need to fill is not gonna be solved in 1 or 2 drafts. Even 3 drafts, it's gonna be immensely difficult to finally get all of the fucking holes filled. And if you think that you're going to fucking be competitive through free agency too, we've seen that and how that goes. God, I cannot stand this coverage, bro. But see, look, and this is how I'm going to end it because I'm going to have a fucking aneurysm if I keep going like this. So, this is how I'm going to end it. I'm the only motherfucker that I've seen that talks about the Dolphins, reports on the Dolphins. I mean, if there's somebody else, please show me. It would be wonderful to be able to have an ally, you know, that's not either immensely stupid and just is incapable of seeing this stuff, or at best is a naive fool who sees the reality but is choosing not to. I mean, frankly, that's stupidity. Honestly, ignorance, stupidity, or, you know, naive foolishness. Any of those things, I don't really got time for it, man. Anyway, it'd be nice. If somebody else knows it, knows somebody else that's speaking these truths, let me know. But as far as I can tell, I'm the only one. And so, look, man, I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be vocal. I'm going to be loud about it. I'm going to be passionate. I'm going to be vehement. And that's what proves that I'm a fucking Dolphins fan. That I don't choose to fucking, you know, just play into the propaganda or just believe what they say and fucking disregard my eyes. No. I see the fucking reality for what it is, and I'm going to speak up and out against it. Because that's what a real fan would do. You fight for your team. You fight for them to do the things the right way. You fight for them not to lie to you in your fucking face and sell you this bullshit. It's for you to fight so that way they don't implement stupid processes of tanking and making us as bad as possible. That's what a real fan does. And so I hope all y'all real fans out there, I hope y'all can join in on this. I hope y'all spread this shit around. Tell your friends and family. Get everybody knowing about this channel, man. Because we need to grow. We need to become a fucking force. So that way when we get the numbers, we can make some change. Look, I'll make this promise to y'all. If y'all get on board with me, if y'all jump in on this with me, I promise that when we get large enough, when we get a big enough group of people, it's gonna take some people. Like, I already started looking in to petitions and like how you do it. It's really easy to start a petition, right? Really easy to start a petition. But my petition would be to get Stephen Ross, at least one of them would be, and my main one would be to get Stephen Ross to sell the team and to step down as owner, because I think he is the biggest problem on multiple levels with this franchise, and he is completely from my perspective, rotted everything that's been great about this team. And so I want to fix that. But it takes a lot of people. So when we get large enough, I make this promise to you, I will be out there and I will do everything in my power, man, to be on the front lines with y'all fighting this. And we can do it, but we have to do it together. So with that, I hope you guys really enjoy my perspective and the things that I got for you and the truths that I speak. And if you do, please, please, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell if you want to get the alerts. Share this with your friends and family and everybody you know. Also, make sure you leave your questions, comments, and concerns down in the comment section. I love to interact with y'all. And of course, as always, make sure you follow me on Twitter at Dillon Tartaro. And with that, I am out. I'll see y'all soon. Phins up.